Thank you so much for joining us on KEXP, where the music matters. I'm Cheryl Waters, and we are live on KEXP at Noise Pop from the 25th Street Recording Studio. And I'm a little discombobulated because I am so excited to be surrounded by so many talented musicians. We are at the 25th Street Recording Studio in Oakland. Dawn Richard and Spencer Zahn and the Magik Orchestra. There is so much talent in this room right now. Thank you so much for joining us. It is such a pleasure to have you here today. Quiet in a World Full of Noise is your beautiful new album, and I am so excited to share this music with our listeners right now. Take it away. Moments of Stillness from the beautiful new album, Quiet in a World Full of Noise, from Dawn Richard and Spencer Zahn. And that was the Magik Orchestra out of the Bay Area. What a gift to have them in studio here today. And Dawn Richard is here with us, Spencer Zahn on bass and keys, and the beautiful conductor Minna Choi is with us. You heard violin, there's cello, clarinet, harp, and beautiful sound production. There's so much happening here today, live on KEXP. There's a wealth of riches here with us in the studio today.
I've been lost in plain sight, out in walks and dark roads with no light. I've been broken too many times. I didn't put myself together every time. If I have only one choice, I wanna be the quiet in a world full of noise. I know prayer got me out of my pain. I loved myself when nobody felt the same. If I have only one choice, I wanna be the quiet in a world full of noise. If I have only one choice, I wanna be the quiet in a world full of noise. If I
Don Richard and Spencer Zahn live on KEXP with the Magik Orchestra.
I was told I love you by somebody that didn't love me back. Eight times. 8 times I tried to hurt myself, to feel numb, to feel less. 7 times. 7 times I prayed for my father to beat cancer because don't know anybody stronger. Six times. 6 times is all I need. 6 kisses is all I need to fall in love with you. Five times. Five times I told my mom it was okay to be just like her. 4 times. 4 times I signed my life away and begged for it back. 3 times. 3 times I lost the greatest people in my life. 2 times. 2 times were the amount of texts I sent to Cisco before he got gunned down. 1 time. 1 time is all I need to tell myself. It's okay, girl, you can cry now.
Don Richard and Spencer Zahn and the Magik Orchestra, live on KEXP at Noise Pop. We're at the 25th Street Recording Studio. We're so happy to have you all joining us.
From the sky with your broken wings, 'cause you danced with the devil and lost your way. They told you you're ignore all your shame. So you danced with the devil and lost your way. Heaven was yours, but you let it slip away. 'Cause you danced with the devil.
devout and lost.
You're listening to Dawn Richard and Spencer Zahn with the Magik Orchestra live on KEXP.
My mama covered a mirror before it rains. She'll lay that brick in front the door just in case. You call it superstitions, I call it traditions. You call it lucky, I call it blessings. On game day, my brother wears his Saint shoes. It must be a Frank thing, because when I wear them, shit, they loose. My baby don't go nowhere without his Carolina blues. He's a mama's boy. She a Tar Heel fan too. You call it superstitions, I call it tradition. You call it lucky, I call it blessing. You call, you call, it's just my traditions, baby. You call it lucky. I'm from New Orleans. I call it blessing.
Oh, bravo, bravo. That one's my fave. Dawn Richard and Spencer Zahn and the Magik Orchestra live on KEXP from the beautiful new album, Quiet in a World Full of Noise. Thank you so much. That was magnificent.
Thank you. I mean, wow, what a beautiful room.
It really is.
Yeah.
We are so honored to be here at the 25th Street Recording Studio. So happy to be here in Oakland. And we're at 90.3 FM in Seattle, and so happy to be broadcasting here in the Bay at 92.7 FM. And of course, we are streaming worldwide at KEXP.org, and so grateful for our worldwide audience and to bring this music to our worldwide fans. People have just been responding so much to this new record, and I just can't believe you're here playing it live. I love it. You both have just such wonderful careers, solo artists and playing with others and so many projects. And you've made two breathtaking albums together, Pigments in 2022 and this beautiful new album, Quiet in a World Full of Noise, came out in October. And I understand the genesis of this album was you, Spencer, just with some stream of consciousness piano recordings with some odd tunings. Can you talk about that and what made you decide you wanted to share those with Dawn?
Yeah, I was in my friend's house in upstate New York, and she and I have a really amazing piano tuner. His name is Scott, and Scott walks into a room and he's like, "Oh man, this room can't be 440. We got to tune it to the room, you know." And so he tuned it to like 436 or something, you know, and.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I don't actually know what this
don't
piano's tuned to.
explain it.
But
Leave
anyway,
me in a mystery.
For all those piano nerds out there, or like orchestral people, anyway, it's a little bit out of tune for like playing with other musicians, like a little bit, not crazy. So I never thought that those recordings would become anything. So then instead of trying to make them more in tune, I made them more out of tune, and I recorded it all to tape and like Verispeeded the tape, so it's all kind of wonky and wobbly and crazy, and I certainly didn't think anyone could sing to it, and of course Don could, so here we are. And we were just kind of debating the tuning and I love intonation as a tool and a concept, and we recorded the first song that we just did with the orchestra, the Budapest Film Orchestra. And it's 26 people playing to the most out-of-tune piano you've ever heard. And it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I concur. And it's funny because it didn't seem difficult to me, which maybe speaks volumes about who I am as a person, but I don't know. I loved it. I don't know what that was. I loved it. And I guess the challenge is always the attractiveness of it. I also felt like I was in a place where I felt like my life sound out of tune. My life was out of tune. And I think because of that, I was able to feel so connected to the tracks you were sending me, the music, the compositions you were sending me. So it's funny. I don't feel like the orchestra even felt like it. They played to it so beautifully. Like maybe we didn't see the reality of them pulling their hair out, but it was beautiful at 4 a.m. in the morning because of the time difference for us to see them so beautifully and elegantly do it without even thinking about the fact that that was there. And I think it's a part of this album's charm and its honesty. Because when you are in a place where you feel like the world is too noisy and you need to find solace, that's the point, right? Is that life is out of tune and you're trying to find solace in that.
Yeah.
And it felt organic, and I think that's why this record works so beautifully, because of something you maybe purposely didn't even choose to do. You leaned into became something artistic.
Yeah, absolutely. And today was the first time we've ever performed that song live with the Magik Orchestra.
So you
cool.
did it justice.
Yeah, thank you all.
You're so welcome.
Oh, it sounded so beautiful. And Dawn, Spencer didn't even think that anyone could sing to that. He sent it to you, and you immediately heard something there, and it sounds like you just immediately started writing lyrics. And you're an amazing singer, and you use your vocals in a different way on this record. And these songs are truly led by the lyrics. It's like you're not thinking about showing people how great a singer you are. It's like you're just thinking about telling a story. You're laying your vocals bare here. And I'm wondering if that was difficult for you to simplify and pull back like that.
Yeah, I think I'd gotten practice on Pigments. But Pigments was, I felt, a universe I stepped into. Spencer had built this world, and I was able to like pick and choose where it made sense. We didn't force lyrics. We wanted it to be, for lack of a better word, a canvas that just we chose when to paint. Whereas this was led a lot by story. And lyrically, I think I've been very good about metaphorically speaking about my journey as an artist. I've never been this purposefully vulnerable. And it was very difficult for me to do. But I always make fun. Spencer has a way of, by some place, being a therapist, because he just brings out the truth in my work in a way that I'm very proud to be a part of. And as soon as I got the record, it felt so easy to the point where a lot of these records weren't written down. They were purged. I had literally got Life in Numbers, and we kept the original recording because these were things I hadn't even told my parents or my father. Dealing with my cousin's death. He was murdered. He was shot 7 times. And I was in the process of that loss. And it was so heavy. And in 10 seconds, like he bought the track, I went in the studio and it just came out. And I was like, I don't even know if I want people to hear this. And Spencer was like, no, but they kind of got to, though, you know. This album has been a healing. for both of us. And so, yeah, I don't know what it is. I become this artist that if you give me this weird thing, it seems like the most natural thing for me. So maybe that speaks to who I want to be as a musician. I kind of don't see, I see the beauty in the different. And maybe that's just because I feel like I am that. But I also think this was so right on time. And Spencer has been right on time musically for me in my career. I think we are two very odd artists that people wouldn't think would fit together. But I feel like we are more true and make the most sense because we come from completely different musical lives. And because of it, I think we've made some of the most best works. And this project is by far the best I've ever written and also the best healing I've ever had.
I love that. Well, New Orleans runs deep through your music and your life as well, and I'm so happy that you played Traditions today. Can you talk about what New Orleans means to you and how it's shaped your art in this record?
Yeah, and that's another thing I want to give love to Spencer for. I had already been showing New Orleans in my music in beautiful ways, through fashion, through funk and pop and electronic. But this in a contemporary way, to me, has been so beautiful to show New Orleans in this way. And Traditions, man, I think that's one of my top 5 written records. It's such a love letter to New Orleans, and it speaks to how we just move and live life differently. And in the midst of pain, we tend to dance. And I feel like that record speaks to what others may perceive as, superstitions and hoodoo and voodoo and juju. These are ancestral stories and things that are written in love and family and traditions. And I'm glad that Spencer kind of created a record I could bring that out on, because I think it's no better love letter than that song. It's so fun and cheeky, but speaks to us so beautifully. And if you're a Saints fan, you know the brutalness of that pain. And my brother knows it also well. So I got to talk about my family and show New Orleans in a way that I'm always proud to keep reinventing the way people see New Orleans. We are so much more than Bourbon Street. We are so much more than jazz. We are all these things, and I get to show that in my musical career.
Well, this album is a blueprint in stillness and simplicity, but the sound is full and expansive, and the Magik Orchestra exemplifies that today. And I don't know if Minna has a microphone, but I would love if we could tell our audience a little bit about this wonderful orchestra, which is such a gift to the world. And the Bay Area is so, so lucky to have you, and you've had such a worldwide impact. Can you tell us a little bit about your history and what you've done and the impact you've made?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really nice to know that people outside of the Bay Area know what we do, but we're an orchestra. We started 16 years ago while me and a bunch of the people in this group were still in school. And we originally started as a house orchestra for an indie rock studio called Tiny Telephone, run by John Vanderslice. So the idea was if any band ever comes in and wants strings or orchestra on their record, I can write some charts for them, we'll book some players, and we'll show up and we'll kind of do something very similar to what we did today. And just myself as a composer and an arranger, like my happy place is being able to kind of enter someone else's music country. Like this is like, I feel like Dawn and Spencer have created a music country, and I'm a visitor. I have to learn like the rules of the land, the traditions of the land, as best as I can, just using my ears, and then figure out how to like use our orchestra to have a conversation with what they're already having, and how can we kind of enter the conversation in a way that's respectful of like their world, but also adds like a new fun element. And these songs, I hadn't really heard the record before we put this collab together. So I've been sitting in this record for maybe about like a month and a half and just trying to digest it. And then we picked 5 songs, and that's what you made the arrangements, rehearsed them on Friday, and here we are. And this is this is our
The
first
maiden
time
voyage here
together.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what talented musicians can do. I don't think our audience would have guessed that you met a couple hours ago. And this is what we got. And just incredible. I think we can all agree on that, yes?
I felt it was. It was fun for me.
It was super fun.
Spencer always knows and has such a beautiful community of musicians. His work, I think, and the way he leans into his music speaks to that. I think I've learned so much about who he is as an artist because he has so many friends that are this talented. And he can call them up. It's like he was like, I got this. I know this girl and I know and they are phenomenal. And this is consistent throughout our tours, where most of the time we're meeting our ensemble the day of the show. And we've had this album done in so many different configurations, and I think it speaks to you as a musician, you as a composer, but also you as a person.
It's one of my favorite things about touring this project is every night it really is different because we try and pull from the community that we're in. And like New York, the show was very different than it was in Philadelphia, for instance. It's very special. And we're playing tonight in San Francisco and then make our way up the coast, and hopefully we'll continue to do that.
In many different forms.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what keeps life so fun and interesting. You're both such creative people. We don't have nearly enough time to talk about all the incredibly exciting and wonderful things you do. I'm just so happy that you brought a little slice of your creativity and talent here with us today. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having us.
Dawn Richard and Spencer Zahn and the Magik Orchestra, thank you so much for this beautiful session today here live on KEXP at Noise Pop. We're here at the 25th Street Recording Studio. If you've enjoyed any of this, you can throw a donation towards us here at KEXP.org. We're listener supported, and your gifts make all of these sessions possible. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get notification every time a video like this one launches. And a big thank you to all of our listeners, all of our donors, and all our incredible artists. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Dawn Richard and Spencer Zahn and the Magik Orchestra live on KEXP.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.